Jose, Neil Custis from The Sun. How big is the challenge that's right on your doorstep in terms of Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, and how excited are you about taking him on again as you did in Spain?
You know, I think Leicester's legacy was not just the happiness around the country and the smile in all of our faces with what they did last year. The legacy from them is also the fact that from now on we are in a competition where 20 teams are fighting for the title. That's the legacy. Next season, if you have another team that win the first 5 matches, you will consider that team, doesn't matter who they are, you will consider them candidates. Is over the time where you say, oh, these guys are doing very well, but in December they will collapse. In this moment, that collapse words, Leicester, they kill it. They kill it. And to speak about one manager, one club, one I don't like the word, but one enemy. I hate the words in football and in life. I don't think is right in this country. One thing is you are in a competition like I was in Spain, which was a 2 horses race. Now it's become 3, but at that time was just 2. Or when I was in Italy, it was 3 teams fighting for the title. Then makes sense that kind of approach. In the Premier League, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all, because if you focus too much in one team, in one opponent, the other ones will be laughing. The other ones will be so happy with that. So I'm not going to be part of it. I'm Man United a manager, with all the respect to all the other clubs in the country, especially one that was my house for 7 years, and I share so many incredible moments with their fans. I have to say that I'm the manager of the biggest club in the UK, so I don't have to be looking to the others so much, and I'm going to focus on ourselves and in our job. So I have the same respect for every club, every manager, every opponent, and thanks a lot to what Leicester did, because it's one of their legacies is to change forever the profile of the competition.
Jose, Don McGuinness talks sport. If I can just ask you, obviously Ryan Giggs has now left the club, but one of the things that's always been labelled at you is that you don't promote youth players. Ryan Giggs is very much the epitome of Manchester United promoting local young players. Is that something that you feel you will get your head around, the culture of United and that emphasis on young players?
You know, first of all, let me ask Karen. Oh, how long we have? How many minutes we have?
Long time.
In the press conference?
About 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. I have no time to answer it. Because to answer your question, I will take 10 minutes.
Just a couple of minutes, yeah.
Just a couple of minutes? I knew it, that was coming. Okay. You know how many young players I promote to the first team from academies? 49. Do you want to know who they are? You don't want to know who they are? 49. 49. If you want, or if any one of you is interested, I can give you that. I promote 49 players from the academies, from the clubs, and with 2 factors that are very important on these records. Because sometimes you promote players because you don't have another chance, because you have so many injuries that you don't have another chance, you don't have another choice. You have to bring up the players from the academy because you have lots of players that are injured. That is one factor. And the second factor is when you are not playing for big targets, it's also easier to bring them up outside the pressure of the big moments. my records of injuries is very, very low. Very, very low. Even in many years, from the UEFA Champions League studies about every team, my teams, there were many times the teams with less injuries in the whole Europe. So I never promote players because of a need. I did it because of conviction and decision. And the second factor is that last year was the only season of my career that I was not fighting for the title. Because in every other season, winning or finish second or even third, I finished third once, I was fighting for the title until the last moment. So it was never a situation of stability and no pressure to promote young players. I did 49. And some of them, we are speaking about big names. We are speaking about players that today, for example, they are Champions League winners. Players that are in the Euro. Players that are playing for national teams. And 49 is a lot. So once more, one lie repeated many times. Sometimes it looks that it's true, but will be always a lie. So for many, many times, many of you, with intention, without intention, that's not the point, I don't care about it, but it was not true. 49, and if you want the names, I give you the names. That's no problem for me to prove you that I'm speaking right. And about Ryan, let me finish with it, because I want to make it clear. I never run away about my responsibilities, but the reality is that it's not my responsibility that Ryan is not in the club. The job Ryan wanted is the job that the club decided to give me. It's not my fault. Ryan wanted to be Man United manager, and the club, for the reasons that only the club, the owners, Mr. Woodward, the board, they can tell you, they decide that the job was for me. From this moment, Ryan wants to be a manager, like 14 years ago, or I don't know when it was, 2000, so 16 years ago, I decide myself I want to be a manager. For many of us, coaches, we start as assistant coaches, and for many of us, arrives a moment where we make a decision, and Ryan make his decision. So when you were speaking about, did I offer him a job? Could he be my assistant? It could be what he want in the club. The club wanted to give him any job, any important job in the club. He made a decision where you need to be brave, because it's not easy. It happened with myself. I was in Barcelona in 2000. I had a contract for 2 more years to be assistant. Do you think it was easy for me to leave such a big club, such good stability, and decide let's go to a new fight? It was not easy. And for Ryan, it's not just the step of going from assistant manager to manager, it's also the step of leave his house. 29 years is not 29 days, so he was brave, he was honest. So good luck. And if one day he wants to be back to the club while I'm here, I will never stop him to be back. I will always say yes if the club asks my opinion, and if one day the club offers him the chance to become the manager, I think will be something natural and consequence of his success in his managerial career.
Okay, last 2 questions, one there and one there.
Jose, Paul Hurst from the Times. Just wondering, can you tell us what kind of advice Sir Alex Ferguson has given you since you took the job, and will you be talking to him over the course of the season to get more advice?
Yeah, bring the umbrella. And yesterday I couldn't believe that was raining in the training ground, so was a great advice. And the second advice was to bring my typical bottle of wine, because now we are going to have we are going to have many occasions to be together. In these moments, Sir Alex is on a bit of a holiday, on a bit of the Euros, so I cannot see him this week. But when some holidays are finished, I will be based in Manchester. He's the same. We will have lots of time to meet each other. He will be always welcome to the training ground, obviously, and we will have time to share a lot of our personal stuff, friends, family, life. But obviously, his opinion is an important opinion for me. The same way so many legends in this club, they love the club, and some of them they are in the pundits industry in these moments. So every opinion will be important for me, agreeing, not agreeing, but people that loves the club and has a big connection with the club will be always respected by myself, and I will always give a look to try to learn from them what they can teach me.
Okay, guys, last question.
Jose, Mark Ogden, Independent. You mentioned before about wanting specialists and not multifunctional players. Where do you see Wayne Rooney next season? Is he a striker or is he a midfielder?
Where are you, my friend?
I'm here.
I'm sorry, yeah. You know, I think in football there are many jobs. There are many jobs on the field. I think the one that is more difficult to find is the guy that puts the ball in the net. And obviously the players, they change during the years. Their qualities, their characteristics, they change during the years. It's normal that a player at this age change a little bit. But there is something that will never change, which is the appetite, the natural appetite to put the ball in the net. So maybe he's not a striker anymore, maybe he's not a number 9 anymore, but with me he will be never a number 6. He will be never somebody playing 50 meters away from the goal. You can tell me his pass is amazing. Yes, his pass is amazing, but my pass is also amazing without pressure. There are many players with a great pass, but to be there and to put the ball in the net is the most difficult thing you have to find. So for me, he will be a 9, he will be a 10, he will be a 9.5, but not a 6, not even an 8.